For all of your sports in Lorain, keep your TV tuned to TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Good evening and welcome to Lorain High School. We got a good one for you a couple nights before Christmas. The Lorain Titans, 5-0 on the young season, host the North Olmsted Eagles, 7-0 on the season, Bob. And it shapes up to be a good contest.
It does. It's not only going to be a good contest, I think it has the potential of being an interesting contest. And we've got a lot of educated viewers out there in Channel 20, and I know what they're going to be watching for. I think the key to tonight's game is style of play. And in my opinion, I think North Olmsted has to make some adjustments in their game. Otherwise, they're in for a long night against Lorain High's heat, and especially Lorain High's transition baskets. I would not be surprised, Jay, to see North Olmsted to stay in the game, especially from the onset, to fall back into a zone as we saw their JVs playing, and keep 2.5, 3 people back to stop transition baskets, which I think is Lorain's the strongest part to their game is up and down in transition. They've got to stop that.
Both teams feature 3 double-figure scores for Lorain. Naz Bohannon's getting 21 points a game. Davi Andrews 18 and Anthony Smothers 15. That's the big 3 for Lorain. Cleveland State commit Andy Lucian, 6'8" for North Olmsted, gets 13 points and 12 rebounds per game. But Paris Villanueva leads the team in scoring at 16 points a game, and Ryan Coleman, another guard, averages 14. So the contest will be a challenge of styles, and we'll be back with the tip-off right after this timeout.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Set for tonight's tip, Anthony Smothers, number 20 for Lorain, controls it. That's Davi Andrews, missed the layup. Naz Bohannon back up, no. Bohannon another board, takes it back up through traffic, whistle and a foul.
Yeah.
Naz will be the shooter. Foul is 22. Jimmy Clark, 6'3" guard for North Olmsted, their second biggest player. Lorain starts with Kevin Davis, 0, Jamar Ross, 10, 33 Bohannon, and that stroke's starting to look a little bit better. Number 1, Davi Andrews, 20, Anthony Smothers. Ryan Coleman is number 1. Josh Huffstedt is number 0. Bohannon with the first 2. 35 is their best player, Paris Villanueva. He tosses long across court. Too hot, and then Davis tosses it back, but then gets a hand on the other.
Whoa.
Back-to-back turnovers. Andrews with the ball for Lorain. Smothers up strong, tip up. Yes. Anthony Smothers with 2. 4-0. This is Huffstetter. He's the point guard. Villanueva's 35.
10.
Bad catch. They call the 10-second before they call the out of bounds. Either or, it's a turnover.
That's 2 turnovers against full court pressure, Jay.
3.
3?
Turned it over twice on the back-to-back-to-back.
Right. Well, they're not playing that zone.
Man-to-man, a sagging man-to-man.
Sloughy man.
Bohannon, they're going to make Lorain make some shots, I would imagine, which is one of the reasons that we see Jamar Ross rather than Jaleel Little. Bohannon from 16, glass, no. Smothers got a tip, and that's Huffstetter for North Olmsted. Back pressure turnover by Naz. Davi Andrews down the lane for 2. 6-0 Titans.
Jay, they have not seen this kind of heat and
whistle,
speed.
5-second violation, turnover. North Olmsted. They're leaking oil, and Coach Frollo gets a quick timeout.
Well, they just haven't, and you're not able to prepare for it. If you take a look at the teams they've played up to, with all due respect, up to this point in time, their opponents haven't been able to play at the rate of speed that Lorain High does. And And at practice, you can talk about it and you can work against your JVs, but you can only get so much really good preparation. And we're seeing that right now as we've had 3 or 4 turnovers, against full court pressure, a 5-second call, a 10-second call, all within the first minute and 15 seconds of the game.
Okay, back on the court. Huffstetler will inbound with Bohannon in his face. 35, Villanueva's got, it's our ball. It's Lorain's ball on the 5-second call before the timeout. That's
good call,
I thought
Jay.
that. Davis will trigger. 1-4 set along the baseline. Davi Andrews in the corner. Takes it to the hoop against the zone. Front rim, no. Lucien with the board, his first. He's going to have to. He's pretty skilled at 6'8". He's a Cleveland State commit. Bohannon draws the assignment up top. Davis has got Villanueva. Villanueva down the lane, poked away by KD. KD brings a 4-on-2. Pass up, Smothers,
Yes.
glassing in.
Transition baskets.
8-0 Lorain. They haven't had to run an offense. Lucien gets it back to Huffstetler. When a team gets as hyped up as North Olmsted is for this game, that's Lucien for 3, got none. Own rebound and spinning move, puts
Nice.
it up and in.
Very nice.
Very skilled at 6'8".
Yeah.
Going to have to maybe sit
Put
a
on
little bit
some weight.
closer to the bread next year.
Right, no doubt about it. To play at Cleveland State, he's going to have to put on good 20 pounds of muscle.
But it's easier to put it on than take it off. Bohannon pops up, had it knocked away out of bounds off Nas's fingertips. Coleman got the hand on it, just a lazy pass and cut. 8-2 Lorain. North Olmsted's been looking forward since last year to measuring themselves against the Titans. If you read the Chronicle today, you saw that. Bohannon got a hand on it, and Davis kicked it away.
Oh, yes.
Controls in the backcourt. KD will bring it up. 6 turnovers. Davi Andrews, no. Lucien.
If I'm not mistaken, Jay, I think North Olmsted's only had 2 shots at the basket.
Well, there's one.
Sorry. Yeah.
That is Jimmy Clark. His first basket, 8-4. And Jamar Ross caught the ball on the sidelines. I thought he had. Unforced error gives it back to the Eagles.
Well, that's 2 unforced errors in 2 possessions.
8-4, and they seemed like they might have found their footing a little bit. Last year it was an 11-0 run to start the game, and Lorain won by 13. So that's Clark, and that's 3.
We're right back in it.
8-7. So they weathered the storm, and we've got a ball game at 8-7, 4:45 to go, first period.
Boy, they are really playing off on the perimeter.
Smothers, drop step, blocked by Lucien. I think that's okay for Lorain, tipped up by Lucien. Smothers has it. A lot of contact on that block, but Lorain wants the officials to let him play. Davi Andrews, Jamar Ross across the lane at the foul line. Corner for Kevin Davis, fakes a shot, drives on Villanueva, up, under, scoop, missed the layup. No board for Lorain. Villanueva with
Another
a little
turnover.
too much in the fancy department and taken away, and then he whacks Davi Andrews.
Wow.
Frustration foul for Paris Villanueva.
Lorain High stand a little bit down there in their half-court offense, Gene. When people play off on the perimeter kind of sluffy like that, teams, high school teams have a tendency to do that. That's when you really have to move.
Well, the other part of it is you become more difficult to box out because of the distance, and you've got to be active on the offensive glass.
And you have to reverse the basketball.
Jaleel Little, number 12, into the game for the first time. He doesn't hesitate.
Yes.
Hits a 15-footer. 10-7, Lorain up a field goal. Knocked away by Andrews. Coach Rossitana wanted it off the foot of Lucien, but it'll stay with North Olmsted. 3:50 to go, first quarter. 10-7, Lorain. Huffstetler and Bohannon. Turnaround, no rebound, no box out.
Oh,
Andrews is
that's
going to get the
be
foul.
on Davier, yeah. Wow, looked like a good block to me.
Andy Lucian, 6'8", senior to the line. 13 points, 12 rebounds a game. He's going to be a Viking next year.
Well, and you're right, Jay. You said in the pregame, I haven't seen him play, or I can't remember last year. He is very skilled. And you'll notice how they're using him against full court pressure.
Right.
Their first pass is going right to the middle. He's at about the foul line area, and they're playing off of that.
10-8 as he makes the first. 3 points for Lucian. Second one up, nice stroke. Got him both.
Got a nice stroke.
It reminds me a little bit of Tim Kamchek from Strongsville that played at Cleveland State. Maybe a little bit more skilled, but very similar in build to Kamchek in high school. Andrews, ball screen from Bohannon. Dropped down to Nas against Lucian. He missed the layup. That was just a miss. Lucian didn't do anything to alter the course, and he'll bring it up. Spinning move, poked away to the floor. It's going to stay with the Eagles on the held ball.
Wow.
Coleman was down there along with Smothers. 3:09 to go. Lorain by 1 at 10-9.
You know, and we just have to do a better job of finishing, Jay, down at the other end.
Yes.
If you tell me they'd have the 7 turnovers or 8 turnovers they have thus far, I would say you've got to have more than 10 points.
Now I've got them for 7. Clark, Huffstetler, Villanueva looking for Lucian, lob it in,
Good
poked
help.
away by. They're going to get Shane Smith, number 3 for. He was fronting Lucian with Smothers in behind him. Shane got tangled up in the arms.
Nice help coming
It was
over.
beautiful
by,
help by Smothers.
Smothers.
Clark, Villanueva with Little.
There it is.
Points it off his arm and out of bounds. Turnover number 8.
Now you'd say, wow, 8 turnovers. We have to have more than 10 points. We have to do a better job of finishing.
Well, we've got a number of turnovers too. I would say we have 4. And that's totally a guess. Little against Villanueva. Bohannon. Back to Jaleel. Slices through. Glass, no. Didn't draw iron, and they've got a runner. Ryan Coleman dunks
And he
it.
dunks it. Wow. Ryan Coleman, 6'2".
North Olmsted with the first lead of the night.
Wow.
Davi Andrews up top, down the lane. Throws up an air ball. Bohannon a tip and another one. Smothers lost the board. Here comes Villanueva. Nice pass underneath to Huffstetter.
Wow, they do look to run, Jay. I'm
13-10.
surprised.
Here's Bohannon against Lucian. Blocked. Back come the Eagles. Clark down the lane. Huffstetter lays it up and in.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout.
Timeout, Coach Rossitano. 8 in a row.
Wow. I'm impressed how they leak out. I mean, they really get out in
they look to
transition.
run the ball. As I said, they've scored 79 or more 4 times already this year in their 7 games. And you don't do that walking it up.
Right. And again, if we would do a better job finishing around the rim, they wouldn't have that opportunity. I mean, we're just not finishing.
Yeah, we had a layup down there that we didn't even draw iron on, and a couple of putbacks that were point blank that we missed. You know, the one thing that you can see that they're vulnerable with, North Olmsted, is that they can't afford for Lucian to get foul trouble.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's 6'8", and their next player played in the next tall player played in the JV game at 6'5", so they need him to stay on the court, and which is a consequence is going to make him a little passive down there.
Jay, this is a 15-2 run.
Yes, it is. It was 8-0. Andrews, top of the circle, doinks it off the back of the rim. Rebound to Bohannon off of Lucian. Maybe too much respect there from Nas, and he jump hooked when he had plenty of room. Contact there, whistle, and that's going to be Smith's second foul. Shane Smith with the bump and run coverage is going to be a common foul. That'll get Kevin Davis back off the bench. Shane just rounded into shape after a bout with vertigo.
Well, I've always liked Shane's game. I think he plays harder and plays better defense than anybody on the floor.
Jamar Ross back in, give Davi Andrews a break. He missed a game with illness. Down low, Huffstetter, Villanueva. Huffstetter, doink, Little with the rebound. He got tangled up off of Coleman and out of bounds. 15-10 North Olmsted, and you are absolutely right. It was 8-0 Lorain. And what's happened is Lorain's had to run their half-court offense, and they haven't been anywhere near as effective. You can't press if you can't score. Bohannon smothers.
There you go.
Wham with 2 hands. The big fellow with 6. That was well needed. 15-12 North Olmsted. Lucian, Clark, skip across.
Take a
Villanueva
charge.
with the teardrop. His first 2. 17-12. Ross, Davis, under a minute. Bohannon puts it on, spins in the lane, off balance, and too strong. Rebound to the ground, picked up by Huffstetter with 30 seconds to go. This is Villanueva, kick wide, Lucian, good for 3. 20-12, North Olmsted.
22 seconds.
Lorain will play for the last, I would assume.
Wow.
20-4. They've answered an 8-0.
That's the same thing I've been saying, to myself.
There's a bump.
It's a foul?
They got it. Ryan Coleman, number 1, gets his first in the high school version of had one to give right there. His first, down to 6 seconds in the quarter. Andy Kearney comes in to get a blow to Clark with 6 seconds to go. Bohannon inbound it to Davis. Kevin Davis down the lane, throws up a wild shot that didn't get above his head. And we've played one at Lorain High. The last 6 minutes, all North Olmsted. They lead 20-12. Back with more after this timeout.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dontre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important to anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life. We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Naz Bohannon inbounds to Kevin Davis starting the second quarter. North Olmsted on top, 20-12. Ross, now they've got to look at the basket. Davis.
That and reverse the basketball.
Well, they're doing a good job of the second, but nobody's looking at the hoop. Kevin Davis will take it behind a screen, front rim. Davis gets his own rebound and bounced it around, gets it back to Ross. It's I dare you to make a jump shot right now. And the Titans are, for the first time this year, tightening up on offense. Down low to Bohannon. He puts it off the glass and missed another layup.
Again, Jay.
Oh, Villanueva is going to have one. Nice finish right there. Wow. Villanueva puts them up an even 10. 22-12.
Again, not finishing at the other end, Jay. Long rebound and boom, they're off to the races.
And they've eliminated the turnovers. They had 8 at 10-8, Lorain, and they still have 8. And part of that's Lorain hadn't scored and can't press. They're knocked out of bounds.
And as you mentioned, Jay, nobody's looking at the basket, and
Davi Andrews just made that move to pass the ball rather than to say, I'm 8 feet away, let's go up and see what happens.
It's like we're a little tight offensively down here.
Bohannon with the lob. Davis, set shot.
Yes.
KD with 3.
Needed that one.
22-15. All the way to the hoop. Nice take by Ryan Coleman.
Second time they've made us pay for pressure.
Well, and the reason is because you're able to inbound the ball to the middle of the court. You don't have a strong side of the floor.
Exactly. Nice move, nice coaching move.
Davi Andrews down the lane, layup up and in. He's got 4, 24-17. First time in a while Lorain scored 2 possessions in a row. This is Villanueva. Bumped off it. Out of bounds off of Kevin Davis. He gets tied up in it with Ryan Coleman, and they do a little posturing.
I just think we have to get after it in the half court. I mean, I want to see if those guys can attack the basketball against pressure.
Thought we might have had an over and back call there as Hofstetter went into the backcourt. Davis knocks it away.
Here we go.
Naz Bohannon. Yeah. Naz with 4, and he made a layup, Buzz. 24-19. Back to Hofstetter to set the offense. Villanueva against Ross. Ross got a hand on it. Villanueva recouped, took it down the lane, passed off. Easy shot missed there, and Davis with a board. KD wants to run 4-on-2. Bohannon again, lays it up and in.
That's it.
24-21 North Olmsted. Lorain on a 7-2 run. 9-2 run, excuse me. They were down 10 at 22-12.
They're getting it out of the basket in a hurry, inbounding it to the middle of the floor. Completely nullified our pressure.
Lorain crowd trying to get the team up a little bit. You hear a little noise in the background for the first time tonight.
See, I think everybody in the half court could take a step to their man. Let's put some heat on them.
Lucian, top of the key on the elevator cut. Knocked it down. Andy Lucian's got 10 points.
Big basket right there.
On a pair of threes. And that's what Gary Waters likes about him. Versatility at 6'8". Bohannon gives to Andrews. Davi fakes a shot. Kevin Davis down the lane. Lays it up off the glass.
That's it.
Anthony with 2 hands. He's got 8. 27-23.
Have we taken the press off, Jay, or we just can't get into it?
Well, we're just... Beat to an offensive rebound. Villanueva 3-ball. Lucian over Bohannon. Naz pushed him. Basket and foul. Frustration foul for Naz Bohannon there. He didn't check out, didn't get a body on. Lucian went up and got it. He gave him a 2-hand shove.
And a little jump hook. I mean, you're right.
Lucian's got 12, looking
nice
for
player.
13. Naz's first foul, 4th on the team. And they've answered Lorain's run.
That 3 on the previous possession was huge. I thought we had it going there for a moment. And he stepped out and shot the 3 at 6'8".
Busman, Andrew Busman, 33 at 6'5", into the lineup for the first time to replace Coleman. Now, he's only the second sub off the bench for North Olmsted. And no basket as that one went off the cable. 29-23. Lucian's got a dozen. He had 27 against the Titans last year, including a highlight reel dunk. Andrews, Little back in, number 12. Ross down the lane, kick out to Bohannon for 3. He didn't hit anything.
Rough night from the perimeter for thus far.
I love a lot about Naz's game, but I like it a lot more inside the arc.
I got you.
Lucian against Bohannon. Got to be careful here.
Oh, wow. Off the drag dribble.
14, and it's 31-23. Bohannon's got to be careful. He got to foul the last time. 2 would probably put him down for the half. 3.5 to go. Davi Andrews down the lane. One-hander, no. Bohannon.
Finish now. Yes.
Passing in. Naz with 8. 31-25. The 2 bigs for Lorain have 16. Down the lane, up, air ball, Little throws it away.
Oh.
And Villanueva gets the chippy.
Ouch, Anthony had leaked out. He was well down the floor.
For whatever reason, Jaleel threw that with one hand.
We had a layup.
Like that. Smothers with 2 hands. 10 for Anthony, and they have taken off the press. Bohannon and Lucy.
That is the first time I've seen us have to take off the press.
They have both played.
Years.
This is Jamar Ross with a steal.
Get a tip here.
Oh,
no.
And he turns it back over. On the run, Kearney, no. Rebound. Off the back of the backboard and out of bounds off of Busman.
Jay, I can't recall in the last 2 years since we've been playing this way, Lorain High forced to take off their pressure.
Well, and it's all about getting it to the big guy in the middle.
That's right, and playing off of that.
And he's got 14 points, but maybe more importantly for Coach Jason Frollo is he's got no fouls.
Wow, they
Little,
are really...
Bohannon. Nas is gassed. Jump hook, front rim. His legs aren't in it, and Little's going to get the foul. I'm certain. Jaleel Little, his first. For the pace of the game and the number of possessions, it's only 5 team fouls on Lorain, 3 on North Olmsted. It's been being officiated much like a tournament game, Bob.
They're definitely letting them play, but you know that should be to our advantage.
They throw it into Lucian. 1-3-1 half-court trap for Lorain. Hofstetter recognizes it, keeps Lucian back behind it. Shane Smith with the foul, and that's going to be 3 on Shane.
That pass right there is not what you want to do against that defense.
Shane Smith has been in the game for about less than a minute, I'm thinking, and he's got 3 fouls. He was a day late there, getting over to steal that. 33-27 North Olmsted. Ryan Coleman to inbound to Josh Hofstetter. 6-foot point guard with Kevin Davis, his opposite number. Picked up the dribble. Busman in the corner, down the lane. Up, no. Rebound, Little. Bohannon. Davi Andrews with an open look. Deep three. He's got 7, and it's 33-30 with a minute and a half to go. Near side, Lucian
long
diagonal to Coleman, and he can see over it. So 3 ball on the way. Lucian's got 17. Third 3 of the half for the 6'8 senior. Kevin Davis, same spot he hit one earlier, got another. He's got 6 on a pair of threes, 36-33.
1:03 left in the half.
Clark for 3, got it.
Wow.
Jimmy Clark with his second 3, 39-33, under a minute. There's no back down in either team right now. Zone look for North Olmsted. Davis, same spot.
Yes!
KD with 3 triples, 39-36 North Olmsted.
35 seconds remaining in the half.
There's going to be some tired hombres in the locker room at halftime. Hofstetter, Lucian with, now they're back cut by Hofstetter, layup up and in over Little.
It's the way to read the defense. Nice little back cut.
41-35, 20 seconds as Bohannon walks it up. It's a 1-2-2 look on defense for North Olmsted as they went with the second big body and slid into a zone.
Down to 9 seconds, 8.
Andrews get a look here. Davis, Bohannon from 15.
No.
No.
Wow, what a half.
What a half. We've played 2 in Lorain. Titans on the ropes. North Olmsted 41. Lorain 36. Back with more after this. Timeout.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back here at Lorain, and we've got a barn burner after 2. The visiting North Olmsted Eagles on quarters of 20 and 21 lead Lorain 41-36 at the break. And North Olmsted will start with the ball. Josh Hustetler, number 0, is the point guard. Also on the court, number 1, Ryan Coleman. Number 35, Paris Villanueva. 22, Jimmy Clark. And leading everybody with the ball here is Andy Lucien off glass, and no, Bohannon had a hand on it, but it comes back to Lucien. Andrews picks it up.
Could be a lob.
Smothers gets the dunk. Anthony Smothers with 12, 41-38. Lorain led 8-0. North Olmsted came back on a 20-2 run.
No full court pressure, Jay, to start.
Yeah, and you're not going to see it unless there was a situation where Lucien got in trouble, foul trouble, or he had to come out. There he is again in the lane. He's had his way, including 3 threes on the night. This is Hufstetter. 15-footer is good.
Nice
He's got
stroke.
8.
Well-executed offense on that possession.
Bohannon back down the lane. He lays it up off the glass. Too
finishing.
Strong with the left, and away comes North Olmsted. Kevin Davis with a steal, the 12th turnover for the Eagles. Ross, Davis, Andrews, wide right, and Lucien's got another board.
It's a foul. Yeah.
Nice drive by Villanueva to draw contact.
Jay, they really do. You know, again, I haven't seen them since last year. They really do a nice job in transition, you know, after they rebound the basketball. They really do.
43-38. This is Paris Villanueva, the leading scorer for the Eagles. 6 points in the first half. You know, let's be honest. I mean, after the first 4 and 5 minutes, when North Olmsted had 8 turnovers and Lorain had 10 points, they ended the half with 11 turnovers. Layup, no. Missed another one, again. Kevin Davis, and Lucien brings it down. Gets it off to Hufstetter. You know, this is the Chip Kelly mode. When you go fast and don't score, you find yourself playing defense a lot.
Well, and we're playing off.
Yes.
A bit, which bothers me. I think we can get out after him a little bit more.
Well, we certainly don't have any foul trouble. Aside from Shane Smith, nobody else in the game has more than
drag
one.
Dribble again.
Smothers with a big rebound over Lucien. Up to Bohannon. Smothers down the lane. Last in the act.
Okay. Anthony's good at the line. I mean,
there was a good give there by Ryan Coleman. He didn't want to be part of a poster, so he grabbed on. Anthony Smothers' first trip to the line. 6 hoops and 12 points. 3 Thunder dunks tonight.
And he's good from the line. I mean, he really is.
You put the kiss of death on him.
Oh, I did.
Flat-footed that time. Somebody's leaked out already. Jimmy Clark's in the backcourt down on his haunches for Lorain. And Andrews now go back to pick him up. Second shot up and in. Smothers splits a pair. 44-39. The lead is 5, just what it was at halftime. Each team with 3 points on the half. Villanueva. Hufstetter over Ross. Villanueva has it knocked away. I think you're going to get Kevin Davis for his second. Got a hand on the hip as he went by. Was able to poke the ball away, but not until after the foul. Kevin's second in about a minute.
Let's see what they
Back
have
cut
here.
by Villanueva, and they get it over to Coleman. Set shot from 16, rim, no. Bohannon snatches a rebound. Davis, Smothers, 17-footer, air ball.
Powered in.
Lucian's going to get called for fouling Bohannon. Nas is going to go to the line. Nas Bohannon at the line for the second time tonight. Hit a pair back in the first quarter. He's got 8.
You know, Jay, down at the other end, they're very comfortable running their offense right now. And, you know, one of the things I thought we'd be able to do in this game is take them out of their comfort zone. And, you know, we haven't been able to do that.
Jaleel Little in for Davis for Lorain.
Ouch.
Bohannon misses a pair, and Lucian controls the board.
Ball.
Clark skips it back to Coleman. Smothers is stuck with Coleman, who is a guard up top. It's just the way they have to match up with Lucian and Bohannon out on the perimeter. There's a back screen for Lucian. Bohannon right there. Now he gets a ball screen, comes around.
Nice pass.
Pick and roll. Coleman gets a layup.
Very nice.
Got to get help.
That was executed
Somebody's
very well.
either got to jump that screen and stop the ball, or got to get help defense on the roll man.
You have to defense that with 3.
Smothers from 18, Clunk. Andrews back up and over Hofstetter. Davi Andrews with 9, 46-41, North Olmsted. Biggest lead of the game was 10. They had that several times. This is Hofstetter, does a nice job running it. Back screen for Lucian. Now they want him to play up top a little bit. Back of the rim, Bohannon with another board, breaks out. Ross gets it on the corner. Skips it to Andrews. Andrews for 3. Nope. Bohannon with the board. Down low, Jaleel Little with the left. He's got 4. 46-43. Whistle.
Who took
timeout? Lorain.
Lorain? Well, I think that might have been taken for
organization or substitution.
Fatigue, possibly. You know, I thought that we were very tired at the end of that second quarter.
There's no doubt about that. And so was North Olmsted. And I think if you look over at the North Olmsted huddle, you see some guys hands on hips and looking very tired.
Well, Jay, I like what they do at the offensive end with the ball screens. Very well executed.
They've got a very skilled 6'8" player who, if you're old enough to remember Northeast Ohio basketball, reminds me a lot of their coach, Jason Frollo, when he played.
Let's see if we've got a change of defense here after that
we're matched up with a center fielder. Bohannon is off the ball and playing center field. Smith is face guarding Lucian, which is an interesting matchup. Bohannon will take Hofstetter, the point guard, and that leaves Coleman.
No help. You've got to have help there, fellas.
Coleman goes by Smothers, 48-43. Bohannon, Shane Smith, bounce past it. Another turnover. Smith had a hand on it. Villanueva outside Clark, off the front rim, tipped back out to Clark by Villanueva. They reset, 48-43, lead back to 5 like it was at the half. There's a step up on a ball screen. They showed that time and stopped the advance. What that does, though, is it sends Lucian right down to the block where he can use his 6'8" leverage. Coleman, good.
Yeah, they're winning that matchup right now.
Ryan Coleman with 10. He averages 14, so he can score it. Near side, Davi Andrews, corner, Shane Smith. Again, we've got to look at the basket. Bohannon, Little, Andrews, into traffic, slices through, lays it up the glass and in. Davi in double figures with 11. 50-45. Clark all the way, blocked by Andrews. Shane Smith back to Andrews, lays it up off the glass. No. Smothers, no. Ball goes out of bounds off of Lucian, but another 2-point blank.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we haven't finished.
And credit the physicality of North Olmsted to some of that. They're not giving you anything cheap. Andrews in the corner off the inbounds. He traveled with the basketball.
But Jay, we're coming out of those situations without going to the line, too.
Right. Substitution number 2. Andy Kearney into the ball game, replacing Clark for North Olmsted.
Yeah, I think Nas needs a blow.
Yeah, in 2:13 you'll get one because that's how much time's left in the third quarter. Coleman with the ball. He's had a nice quarter with 6 points.
Again, getting the ball to the middle of the floor against full court pressure.
They're making Nas guard way out on the perimeter tonight. Whoever Nas is guarding has the ball. Shane Smith doing battle with Lucy and trying to throw it in front of him.
Nice
Smothers, we need help from the backside.
Nice pin. You've got to have help there. And again,
19 now for Lucian, first of the half. The lead's back to 7.
You've got to guard him with a big.
Well, you can't guard over the top of him at the foul line. Nice cut there by Little, missed another layup, and then ball out of bounds off of Bohannon.
But what I like about what Lucian did down there, I mean, he read, and the entire team, North Olmsted, read the defense, read the situation, and he pinned his
and he
man
walked him
for
up the lane.
Exactly.
And pinned him. Smith got a hand on that, and it's tipped over. 1 turnover in the quarter for North Olmsted. 3 in the second quarter, 1 in the third. If you want to know, there's the second travel. And the travel was just a substitute for the 10 seconds that was about to be called. Davi Andrews back, Shane Smith out for Lorain. Get a little bit better shooter in the ball game.
Blow for Nas. Oh, no, he's taking it out of bounds.
Octavius Wilson just took off his warm-up, and I think we'll see him in next whistle. Davis, Andrews, Little, and Bohannon in the corner. Takes it into traffic and goes up and scores over Coleman. Nas with 10, 8 in the first half. Here comes Coleman. Layup off the glass and in. Ryan Coleman has 12, 8 in the quarter.
Too easy.
I think they may force us to take one of the bigs out.
Interesting.
Bohannon, Davis set shot. No. Smothers.
Powered up.
Against Lucian, going to get him for his second. Andy Lucian with his second foul of the quarter to go along with 19 points. Anthony Smothers goes back to the line. He split a pair earlier in the quarter. He's got 13 points in the ball game. 10 in the first half, 3 here in the third quarter. 43.8 seconds to go, Bob. Titans just struggling to score. Substitution is Andrew Bussman. That's going to give Lucian a blow. Octavius Wilson is at the table on a miss. He'll go in. Second shot, on a make rather.
That's it.
There's the whistle. Wilson goes in for Smothers. Good time to substitute. Wilson, a 6'2 junior.
43 seconds left in the quarter.
Needs to take Bussman, and they get it into Clark. This is Kearney. He's trapped on the sideline, throws it to Jaleel Little. Jaleel down the middle, and hoop. He's got 6, down to a 3-point lead at 54-51.
We can get a 10.
Trap again, but Coleman does a nice job to come back for the ball and beat pressure, but then dribbles it out of bounds. 4th turnover of the quarter.
18 seconds left in the quarter.
Jamar Ross for Jaleel Little. Get a shooter into the ball game here. Got Ross and Andrews on the wings. Davis is at the point. Bohannon and Octavius Wilson as they four-corner it with 10, 12 seconds to go. Bohannon sets a ball screen. Davis.
Down to 5.
Bobby Andrews launches for 3. Front rim, no. Octavius Wilson, and then a header off of Clark, and that's where we'll end. We've played 3 at Lorain High. Titans on the ropes. North Olmsted 54-51. Back with more after this timeout.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths. And I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
Jay Ferguson, Bob Braskich, Joe Bach back here at Lorain High School. 3rd quarter of a non-conference affair. The 7-0 North Olmsted Eagles lead the 5-0 Lorain Titans 54-51 as we get set to play the 4th quarter. This is Kevin Davis, Davi Andrews, Naz Bohannon cuts through, Jamar Ross, and then Jaleel Little from the elbow.
There you go, yes. Jaleel Little, big shot.
Got 8, and you'll notice we did go small.
That's a travel.
That's a travel. Turnover number 16. Lucian has returned 41 for North Olmsted. Their Division I recruit with 19 points to lead everybody tonight. But this is Kevin Davis against Paris Villanueva. He goes past, kicks it out to Ross, who throws 3 long off the back. Lucian control. 54-53, closest Lorain has been. Kevin Davis with the foul, his 3rd of the half and the ball game. And that's going to send Villanueva to the line.
Well, they pushed the ball very well.
That was legitimate contact there. KD got some wrist. Interestingly, North Olmsted now with 2 bigs in the lineup, Busman and Lucian, and Lorain with 1 as Villanueva hits the first. He's got 8. Busman will come out along with Kearney, and they'll go back to the starters. Clark and Coleman return. Huffstetter 0, Villanueva at the line 35, and Andy Lucian 41. To that time for Villanueva, he's got 9, and the lead's back to 3.
Very nice stroke.
Davi Andrews gets bumped.
Yes.
And Huffstetter's going to get his first foul. Andrews to the line for the first time tonight.
Jay, they look gassed too. I'm wondering if we get back to the pressure, if we can force a couple turnovers and pop the score a little bit.
Well, the key to that is scoring the ball. The flat-footed foul shot, front rims. Got to use your legs when you're tired, fellas. Let's see if he gets a little bend in the knees. That's better. Got it over the front and it went in. Split the pair for
here comes the heat.
Andrews.
Here comes the heat. Back to the
12
pressure.
Points. 56-54. Lucian has
There's
it
the
knocked
turnover.
away by Andrews. Skips it to Davis outside. And Ross comes back around to Andrews. 3-ball. No. Jaleel Little.
Oh, in the air.
Rebounded stick back. Jaleel with 10, 8.5. And we're tied at 56. First time we've been tied since 10-10.
Lorain High cranking up the intensity on half court here a little bit. Good job, Davi.
Yeah. Over and back.
That's right.
Called on Clark. Frollo wants to change defenses. Let's see if they go zone here.
They're gassed, Jay.
They're going to go zone for rest, I think.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Ooh.
1-2-2 zone look. Real interesting what you decide to do here. You could hold it.
Oh. See, I think we're the better team. I would not hold it.
But I think we're much better against them in man. Nas
there you go.
Kevin Davis. Nas with 12. Titans up 2, 58-56. Nice move there by KD.
Travel.
Lucian traveled, didn't get called. Knocked away by Davi Andrews. Kevin Davis, 3-ball on the way.
Oh.
No. Bohannon had it tied
ball.
up.
Oh, man.
Out of bounds to North Olmsted. Boy, that was a big one.
That was a big
That was forcing a timeout right there.
But as fatigue has set in, the pressure has become
well, they put quickness.
Much more.
They tried to guard Lucian with size. Now they're guarding him with quickness. It's Andrews. And here's the press break where they break it down the middle. Villanueva lost it, but got it off somehow to Coleman down the middle. Missed layup there by Lucian, and Bohannon rips it and starts the break. Jamar Ross throws three. Long. Andrews.
Okay.
Rebound back up. Blocked by Lucian.
It's all right.
I like the aggressiveness.
I do too.
5:52 to go. Titans on top, 58-56. They were out to an 8-0 lead. North Olmsted answered with a 20-2 run. And Lorain's been behind since that point until just a moment ago when they tied it and then went ahead. Andrews hit a foul shot to tie us at 56. And Bohannon hit a stick back to put a layup on a feed from Davis. Andrews breaks it down. No. Tip up. No. Bohannon.
Yes, and a foul. That's right. 60-56 with 5:47 left in the fourth.
Ryan Coleman, the foul, his third. Shane Smith gives Jamar Ross a blow. And now the crowd is really into it. Up on your feet, Titan fans. 60-56, 5:47 to go. Nas with the last four looks to make it 5.
That's right.
Bohannon with 15.
Oh,
yeah. Andrews steal.
And a foul.
And a foul.
I'll take it.
Sixth foul is going to be called on North Olmsted.
Pressure again, Jay.
Villanueva gets his second. 61-56. Villanueva's losing his cool a little bit. Timeout North Olmsted. Titans go to the bench with the last 6.
Jay, why do you think the pressure has been more effective over the last 2 minutes?
Well, to quote an old adage, Bob, pressure bursts pipes.
Austin Carr.
But it doesn't do it right away. It's a gradual
thing.
It
has a cumulative effect.
Pressure is the one thing in basketball that is cumulative.
Yep, no doubt about it. And I think that was a key move by Lorain coaching staff. I mean, North Olmsted was gassed. They don't sub much. And to go back to the pressure, I mean, that's been the difference here in the fourth quarter.
Hofstetter, number 0. Villanueva, 35, and Lucian, 41. Between the three of them have been on the bench for about a minute of clock time.
Well, you know, my hat's off to the Lorain High staff to get back to it.
Well, it was the right time.
Yes.
It was, the timing was there. Coach Gillen cheering him on from the half-court line.
Well,
there's times when you don't want to get overly emotional, and there's times when you want to. And with this crowd behind you and the momentum swing, you really want, you want to play within yourself, but you want to play with emotion.
Well, they're back to man-to-man.
Yes, they are. Shane Smith, Kevin Davis, down the lane, lays it up. No. Bohannon had a hand on it.
Not finishing.
Picked up by picked up by Hofstetter.
Point blank and not finishing.
Villanueva with a little bit of a screen. Hofstetter takes it 84 feet for the layup. Lorain by 3. Andrews. Down low to Bohannon. He's got Clark. This is a mismatch size, but he missed the layup. Run out there for
that
a layup to Villanueva.
Wow, we were up by 5. They come back with 2 quick buckets.
1 point Lorain lead. Andrews, Davis, Smith. This is an unusual lineup for Lorain. Andrews drives the ball and traveled before the contact. He stumbled. Maybe a little bit too much emotion the last few possessions, Bob. Now Clark will inbound against the pressure.
Well, Jay, we haven't finished on the last 2 possessions. We've been right there at the rim offensively, and haven't gotten it to fall. It's been the story all night.
Oh, Kevin Davis reaches in from behind, and he's going to get his 4th foul. 61-60, 4 fouls on Lorain as a team this half, and they're all 4 on Kevin Davis. He's going to have to sit. Jamar Ross comes in. This is Hofstetter. Lorain still on top, but by 1. Clark. Davi Andrews guarding Lucian with no help, knocked away. Ross is going to get called for a foul.
Late whistle by the FAR official.
I couldn't tell you whether it was a good call or a bad call, but it's going to put Josh Hofstetter to the line for 2 as he was on his way up.
Wait a minute, Jay. Was he on his way up?
Absolutely he was.
Okay.
10 points in the game for Hofstetter.
Wow, we were up 61-56, and they've come back after that timeout.
And all the little byplay here between officials and coaches and stuff has allowed Hofstetter to catch his breath a little bit at the line.
Young man has a nice stroke.
Second one up, also pure. He's got 12, 62-61. Little. Titans down 1 on a 6-0 run by North Olmsted after Lorain had a 6-0 run of their own. Bohannon. Smith with the set shot from the corner. Little got a hand on it. Bohannon saves it to Ross. Boy, Lucian had leaked out to half court. Down low, Bohannon lays it up.
That's it, yes.
Timeout, Lorain. 3:56 to go. 63-62 Titans.
Well, both teams with 3 timeouts with 3:56 left. As you said, Jay, both are in good shape as far as taking a timeout. Wow.
Okay, the question is full or 30.
Or I'm sorry, it's 2. We only have 2 remaining. They have 3.
We just used our 3rd, and we only have full timeouts left. Coach Rossitano, this might be for fatigue as much as it is anything, as he's gone a long way with these 5 on the floor with only Kevin Davis. Anthony Smothers has been strategically removed from the game. Yeah. And as much as anything, because...
Well, I think the coaching staff wanted to get after the basketball a little bit more.
And well, they don't have a player out there that he matches up well with. And, he's having to guard a guard, and that's a quickness mismatch. Nas has stepped up this half, so he's the big. It's Bohannon 33, Ross 10.
Staying with that lineup.
1, Smith 3, and Little 12. Lucian 41 is being guarded by Shane Smith. Villanueva is guarded by Little. Clark will inbound, and this is Villanueva. He's going to have a breakaway, layup up and in.
Can't let that happen, fellas. Too easy.
Villanueva puts North Olmsted up 1. 3:45 to go. Jaleel Little, Jamar Ross. Bohannon backs it out. As long as they're ahead, they can afford to play off. Naz Bohannon gets a running start, kicks it out to Jamar Ross. Jaleel Little. Jaleel likes to go left. Well, no opportunity to do so there. Ross gets a ball screen and a roll from Bohannon. Throws it across to Andrews, who missed the layup, got it back. Andrews up and in. Davi Andrews with 14. Titans by 1. Nice pass there. Coleman to Hofstetter. Taken away by Ross. Gets it back to Andrews. Titans in the ball. Andrews up and in.
256.
Davi Andrews with 16.
See, they get the ball to a ball handler in the middle of the floor.
They've
Very
got
nice.
4 of them. Missed layup on their end. Bohannon controls the rebound. Gets it off to Smith. Back to Bohannon. Knocks off the glass and in.
2:38 left. Timeout, North Olmsted.
Listen to the crowd. Titans up 5.
Wow.
We were up there once before.
After that well, again, both coaches have had success taking timeouts and how their teams have played after, but I wasn't feeling too good. And then Coach Ross took that last time out, and we came out with a 5-zip run.
We got a break because they had an open layup that they missed in the fourth court. Villanueva, and then Bohannon. And you look down to the huddle, you see hands on hips. Andy Lucian is gassed.
Hands on hips, hands on knees.
And that's not to say that he's not an all-Ohio caliber player. They ask him to do an awful lot, and the big adjustment, credit the coaches, is that they have guarded him with quickness this half. It's Shane Smith now. It was Davi Andrews before. Now Villanueva gets the ball. Titans with token pressure. Little has Villanueva down the lane. Bump and run. Glass.
Oh, my.
Nice finish there by Paris Villanueva. He's got 15. Bohannon.
Well, I see what's unfolding here, Jay.
69-66. Nas to the lane, kicks it out. Smith. Shane Smith is not there for offense.
No, and I wish Nas would have attacked the rim right there. We're going to hold it.
Nas at half court with Coleman down the lane, lays it up and in.
That's it.
Nas Bohannon, 6'6" and a junior. 21 in the game to lead everyone.
Spread the floor, attack the basket.
This is Hofstetter.
Contain this.
Mar Ross on him now. Villanueva, their best ball handler, passes it off to Hofstetter. Down low to Lucian. Missed the layup. Got it back. Knocked away by Andrews. Picked up by Little.
That was
minute
huge.
29 to go. Andrews with the ball in the backcourt. 71-55.
I play clock now.
Bohannon down the lane. Whacked in the act. Nas Bohannon going to go to the line.
Wow. 71-66 with a minute 20 left.
Lucian gets the foul. It's his third of the half. Nas Bohannon goes to the line. 2 of 2 in the first half, 1 of 3 here in the second. He doinked a pair and then made a three-point play to bring the Titans even.
Make 2 here, and it's a 3-possession game.
And that's how you have to start thinking with a minute 20 left. Bohannon's first one up, smooth.
Yeah. I'd probably take the heat off right now, too, Jay. Fall back to half court, try to keep him in front of me.
That wouldn't bother me at all. Anthony Smothers in for Shane Smith. Interesting.
Rebounds.
Bohannon at the line, 22 to lead all scorers.
Big free throw right here.
Second shot on its way. Rim no. Lucian with the board. 72-66, minute 15 to go. Lucian near side. That is Coleman. Clark behind a screen. Back to Coleman. Lucian. This is Hofstetter with Davis. Gets a ball screen. Pick and roll. Coleman for 3. Rim no. Villanueva back up and in.
Wow.
Nice finish by Paris Villanueva, but we're under a minute and it's 4 points. Kevin Davis gets it ahead to Davi Andrews. Whistle. Paris Villanueva reaches in. I would like to see Andrews take it to Lucian there. Villanueva with 3. Andrews to the line, 1 of 2 on the evening. Davi has 16 in the game.
Well, Make or miss. I'm falling back, picking up in half court and keeping Villanueva in front of me.
Well, and Anthony Smothers back to the bench.
For that reason.
For defense. Andrews misses the first.
Wow.
Rebound to Coleman. Lorain by 4. Villanueva.
Oh, no.
Hits the teardrop.
No.
It's a 2-point game. Timeout, North Olmsted. Paris Villanueva with the circus shot. Brings them to within 2. It doesn't say how. It only says how many.
Jay, I'm speechless.
Well, he got run through there, and he went up before he wanted to. And it was travel or shoot it.
You know, and I notice he uses the square.
Yes, he does. Very well.
He does.
He's got 19 tonight,
well,
along with...
Foul-wise...
Lorain's got a foul to give.
Yep.
They've got 5 team fouls. Lorain is also shooting the bonus. North Olmsted with 18 fouls. 1 more 1-and-1, and then it'll be 2.
Jay, you try to hold it?
That depends on, I don't see him shoot fouls every day. That depends on how you feel there. Is there somebody out there that you would say they're going to whack?
I don't think there is somebody out there that they're going to whack. But if you're going to hold it, you're probably going to be able to draw a foul. And I know one thing. If we're going to hold it, I hope Coach John told him we've got 2 timeouts left. Rather than turn it over, take a TO.
North Olmsted with 1, Lorain with 2. Bohannon will inbound. He has the baseline to run against full court pressure. Davis up the sideline, splits it.
Look up the
whacked.
Floor.
Kevin Davis is fouled by Jimmy Clark. Guess that answers the question about what North Olmsted's strategy was.
Wow, that was actually a good foul for them because we had 3-on-1.
Kevin Davis, 9 points all in the first half on 3 triples in the second quarter. First one up on its way, rim no, Bohannon.
Powered up.
Nas brings it out. Davis, Ross.
First open man.
Andrews.
First
Davis.
open man.
Kevin Davis is grabbed. It's 2 shots here as Josh Hofstetter gets his second. Davis goes back to the line.
Jay, if Davis makes this one, if I was John, I might take a timeout to talk about defensing the 3.
Well, then you risk icing your own shooter. First shot up and in. Titans by 3.
I mean, a 2's not going to beat you, and you don't want to foul somebody around the basket on a stick back, but I definitely...
They're in 22, whatever that might be.
22's half court. John took that timeout, Joe?
Timeout.
Yep. And that's what they're going to talk about right now.
So both sides with a lot of strategy to go here. Reset, 74 for Lorain, 70 for North Olmsted. North Olmsted led 20-12 at the end of 1, 41-36 at half, 54-51 at the end of 3. The Titans have outscored them 23-16 here in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that has been on the broad shoulders of their 6'6" All-Ohio candidate, Nas Bohannon.
Yeah, it has. You know, I know here, they're going to pick up. I know North Olmsted's going to pick up full court for sure. I mean, first open man's got to get the basketball. You want free throw shooters handling the ball. And I still take that last time out if you get hung up.
Oh, absolutely.
No question about it. First, and you have to have movement. And down here in the half court, if we do advance it past the 10-second line, now's the time for the strongest cuts you've ever made in your life.
And, yeah.
To make yourself available.
Yeah, unless you do something crazy here, you're going to have the ball in the lead because you're up 4, 25.6 to go. Token pressure from the Titans. Hofstetter will inbound it. I'm sure he'll get it right back. I guess not. Villanueva has it. Guarded by Bohannon. Andrews is on Lucien. Knocked away and then on the deck, picked up by Hofstetter. Reached in, Davis pulled it loose on the ground. Whistle. Timeout, North Olmsted.
Wow.
That's wonderful, fellas. You might not think so, But with 8.8 seconds to go, they just used their last timeout.
Which means
that they can't call a timeout after they score.
To stop the clock and set up a defense. In fact, we may not even have to make an inbounds pass.
Remember, you get 5 seconds to inbound the rock. We should be talking about two things in this huddle.
And
Don't pick it up.
actually, Jay, after a made, you get 5 seconds to take it out of bounds and then 5 seconds to get it inbounds.
Well, I mean,
we ran into that situation last year.
You don't want to pick it up.
Right.
The clock keeper is mindful.
You do not want to, if they score, you're still going to be ahead.
And again,
anybody
we
that
still
tries
have that timeout. If you don't have a wide open pass,
anybody that tries to block a 3 has to run tomorrow.
Oh, do not try to block a 3.
Titans come out with Naz Bohannon and 4 of the 7 dwarfs. Davi Andrews, Jaleel Little, Kevin Davis, and Jamar Ross. We say that jokingly, but they've gone to a little lineup. And Naz will guard the inbounder, Ryan Coleman, right in front of the North Olmsted bench. They denied Villanueva. They get it to Lucien.
Don't foul.
Clock
Don't
running.
foul.
Andrews and Lucien goes up from the top. Air ball up through the front of the rim. Put back up and
Don't
in.
have to
Game
inbound
over.
It's over.
Josh Hofstetter gets what amounts to garbage. This is instant classic, Bob.
It is. This was great.
Instant classic.
What fun.
The Titans come out on top. 74-72.
And Joe says we'll come back?
We will come back.
Yep.
After this timeout.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
A lot of times you'll come out of a sporting contest and you'll look back and you'll say, it's a shame one team had to lose that. It was a classic nail-biter basketball game. North Olmsted came out and gave Lorain everything they wanted. After one quarter, North Olmsted led 20-12. At halftime on a 21-point second quarter, it was 41 for the Eagles, 36 for Lorain. The third quarter, back and forth, Lorain won the quarter by 2, but it was 54-51 North Olmsted. Lorain caught and passed North Olmsted at 56.
Yes.
And the Titans went back and forth with them for a while. 1-point leads back and forth until a final run put them up 72-66. North Olmsted got it back to 70-68, or 72-70, excuse me, but it was Lorain with 4 points down the stretch to make it a 74-70 game, and a layup at the buzzer by Josh Hofstetter made us the final margin of 74-72. Let me go through the scoring real quickly, Bob, because there's not a lot of players, but there's a lot of big numbers. Jimmy Clark, 6'3" forward for North Olmsted, had 8 points on 2 threes and a 2, all in the first half. Ryan Coleman, their second leading scorer at 14 points a game, got 6 baskets for 12 points. Josh Hofstetter, their point guard, 6 baskets, 2 of 2 from the line for 14 points. Paris Villanueva, 6'1" guard, had 8 baskets, 3 of 4 at the line, 19 points. He came in averaging 16. And to me, this is the stat of the game. 6'8" senior Andy Lucien had 17 points in the first half on 3 threes, 3 twos, and 2 of 3 at the line. He finished up with 19 points as he scored with about 2 minutes remaining for his only basket of the second half. And it was a strategic move by the Lorain coaching staff that made it happen as they went from size to quickness. Davier Andrews and Shane Smith. And you won't see Shane's name in the box score because he didn't score, but in particular, those two did a great job wearing down Andy Lucian, and they took his legs out. He's a fine player, but the Titans did their job. In Lorain, for Lorain scoring, it's quite simple. 5 guys in double figures. Jalea Little, a basket in the first, 4 in the second, 10 points. Kevin Davis, 3 threes in the first half, 2 of 3 at the line, including the 2 throws that iced it, 11 points. Anthony Smothers, big early on, and then they sacrificed Anthony for quickness. 10 in the first half, 5 in the second, 15. Devon Andrews with some big baskets down the stretch. 7 in the first half, 9 in the second half, 16. And high for Lorain and for the game. He had 4 free throws. He had 9 baskets, 22 points for Naz Bohannon. And, you know, Bob, big dogs bark late.
He did.
Naz was a big dog tonight. And, you know, the other thing that we talked about early, North Olmsted had 8 turnovers in the first quarter, 11 at the half, and Lorain turned him over 5 times in that deciding fourth quarter.
Jay, you mentioned it. I thought 2 key coaching decisions had a major impact on how that game unfolded. One was going back to the pressure at the onset of the fourth quarter, which really took advantage of North Olmsted's fatigue, and we popped the score a little bit, jumped up by, I think it was 5 or 6, but, you know, pressure, we hadn't been able to press them the entire game, had taken it off, which was very uncharacteristic of the way we play, went back to it to the fourth quarter, and forced those key turnovers to get us over the hump. Then I thought the other move you mentioned too was to go more athletic defensively against North Olmsted, and then I thought the other key was I didn't feel all game long. It looked like in the half court, our defense, we were playing tired. We weren't into it. And then the kids, I mean, they really cranked it up in the fourth quarter. A lot of intensity, a lot of much better pressure in the half court, forced some mistakes, and Naz seemed to catch a second wind.
Yes.
He was totally gassed at the end of the first half, and then he just worked through that fatigue and played a great fourth quarter.
And he played 32 minutes tonight, Bob.
Yeah.
Didn't come off the floor. Well, the streak lives. Game number 28 in the regular season. And in terms of the regular season, it is now 671 days since the Titans lost to Warrensville to end the 2013-14 regular season.
That was a good one, Jay.
Great game. Can't wait to go home and watch it on Channel 20 because there's a lot to be learned from that game for everyone.
There is.
And there were some just great adjustments by both coaching staffs.
Exactly. I mean,
credit
North
Jason
Olmsted
Frollo and his staff
for coming in here with his, you know, his concept of how to attack full court pressure to get the ball into the center of the floor. And then when they went away from the big in the middle, they made that inbounds pass and had their best ball handler cut right through the center of that press. Well done.
Well, what a classic. And Merry Christmas to all you Titan fans. For Joe Bach, for Terry Trout, for Bob Braskich, this is Jay Ferguson. Have a good night, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.